Yeah. The thing's saying we're live anyway, so.
Yeah, we're live. I can see it.
Yeah, we're live. Cool. Let's get it cracking. Right, boys, let's do this. So, Real Ball Talk live episode today. We got some of our favorites on. Some of the real G's are on. We got Valentine in the top. Brian, Valentine, what are you saying, bro?
I'm good, man. What are you saying?
Hey,
good weekend,
man. I'm all right. All right. You know, my team just won. Now 6-2, so I'm happy. Hey, listen.
You're going open this year.
What's that?
You're going open with this Man United thing, yeah?
Hey, listen.
Coming out.
Hey, listen. I switch teams all the time with it, so. But we got Mus there, bottom right corner. How you doing, Mus, man?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
Good, nice.
Good. We're all blessed, thankfully. And Jalil, big man, bottom left. How you doing, bro?
All good, bro. All good.
Yeah, we're all good. Listen. We got a few big games that have gone on this weekend. We got United, who just waxed Leeds 6-2. We got City, who have somehow become a 1-0 team merchant under Pep, scraping that 1-0 win away to Southampton. We've also got Arsenal getting closer to a relegation fight. And then we've got Spurs, who are formerly title challengers, to losing at home 2-0 to Leicester. But if we start with the champions, let's start with Liverpool. I think we've got Apono actually jumping on now. Apono, are you in? Apono, give me a shout if you're in. Well, yeah, if we start with Liverpool, Mus, let me start with you, man. You're the Liverpool fan. Crystal Palace 0, Liverpool 7. It was meant to be a tough game. Clearly didn't turn out that way. Bro, give me your thoughts.
My thoughts, I think, first of all, what helped us out was that Crystal Palace, they've transitioned as a team, because last season they were like a bus parking team. They would have sat deep, defended. But this they're trying to be progressive. So that's kind of helped them out. But at the same time, it's helped us out a lot in that game as well. So they didn't sit deep. And that's what, allowed us to find spaces. We were clinical, so that's the main thing. Like it's like it wasn't a game. It didn't feel like we dominated and like played some mad creative football. And we were just clinical. We had like 7 or 8 chances, 8 shots on goal, and 7 of them went in. So we were just clinical, and the play style suited us. That's my summary for the game.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. Before I carry on, I think Apono, you're in, yeah?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you good. All the man, and that's Apono right here.
Sweet.
Blessed, bro. Blessed for jumping in still. So, yeah, man, we were just touching on, we literally just started covering the Crystal Palace Liverpool game. Mus, who's a Liverpool fan, kind of broke it down there at a high level. So, yeah, man, let me come to you real quick. What did you make of that game? Because it was meant to be a hard game on paper for Liverpool. Palace away, never easy. Spurs just went there and drew 1-1 the week before. So, what did you think of the game?
You know what? At first, I thought, Palace at home, Selhurst Park is always a tough place for anyone to go to, right? So I thought that, I had a feeling Liverpool would win, but I didn't think it would be like that. I thought Palace would give them a good game. I was expecting like 2-1, maybe 3-1 with 2 late goals at the end or something. But from like 3 minutes or something ridiculous like that, Minamino was 1-0. From that moment, I knew, this game is going to be at least 4-0. But I had a 3 on top of that. So.
What did you
again, Liverpool, I don't know who can stop them. They're just looking imperious at the moment. And the worst thing about it is they haven't even hit their stride properly. They've still got people out, long-term injuries as well. So it's a battle for second place as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. I think, to be fair, Liverpool are shutting quite a lot of people up this year, including myself, because I know last year I was always saying, like, if Van Dijk's out for the season, what are Liverpool going to do? And now you see he's out and they're still winning games convincingly. No Thiago, Joe Gomez is out, Matip is out. So we can't say they haven't had bad luck with injuries this season. So, yeah, I agree with you, man. I think it's going to be a race for second. But, Valentine, let me come to you next, man. Bro, 7-0. Salah getting 2 goals at the end. I know Salah, he's a player, as we were discussing on the chat yesterday. He kind of weirdly divides opinion for someone who gets so many goals. What's your thoughts on him, man?
On Salah, I don't know, I don't know, I read somewhere that Klopp actually told Salah before the game what he was gonna do, like he's gonna come in like an hour into the game, and I noticed Mane's reaction. He wasn't too happy. I thought that was a bit selfish because if Salah had been like that, he would have gotten criticized like he normally does. But all in all, I thought it was like a very convincing performance from Liverpool. I think they had like 65% possession as well, and they had like all the shots in the game. And as you already mentioned, they still have like players like Thiago, Jota, Van Dijk still coming back. So I don't even know like if anyone is competing against them. Yeah, they look really convincing. Yeah, I think they could do what they did last season, just go for like a run where like they're unbeatable, and hopefully not, because I want this season to be more exciting than last year. But yeah, Liverpool looking really good.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that, man. I think Salah is mad hungry for goals. So when he saw that they were 4-5-0 up, he didn't care about like just coming in to see the game out. He was thinking, let me get a couple goals. I want this golden boot. Man, he's hungry. And I think his comments about saying that he might be open to Real Madrid and Barca, maybe played a part in Klopp just saying, listen, you need to chill out a bit. Because it's not like you're irreplaceable because they were 5-0 up or whatever when he came on. So
just a quick question. How old is he now? Salah?
I think it's 28. Yeah.
28. 29.
Oh, that Barca Madrid window is closing.
I think his next contract is gonna be like the biggest one in his career, I reckon. So he's probably just playing it. I don't know what's going through his head, but yeah.
But Salah's always been like that though. He's always kind of done whispers about. You get the feeling with him, Liverpool's not his last move. We want Mane. I never really hear too much about other places, but
because like for Arab superstars, like the dream for them is like Real Madrid, Barca. If you go to any Arab country, Egypt, wherever, the dream is like Barca, Real Madrid. Like in Egypt, they want Salah to make the move to Real Madrid. That's the dream for them. Like even for Salah, he's always been open to that. He's always been like flirting with, Real Madrid from the get go. So that's nothing new there.
You know what? With all the current, well, again, you're the Liverpool fan, so you would know like character of the players a bit better than I would. But looking at them, I don't think any of them are like, what's the right word to use here? Let's say ride or die, loyal to Liverpool, except maybe Henderson, Trent, and maybe Robertson as well. Because I think let one of the big Spanish boys come calling. We had a good ride, but it's time for me to go. That's basically how I think they'll do.
I think Wijnaldum is leaving this summer.
I agree with you, but at the same time, I think they're happy at Liverpool. Like they're content at Liverpool. I don't think they're.
Sorry, that's what I mean. Yeah, I don't think nothing to do with like them being unhappy or discontent or anything. They're happy where they are. But if an opportunity comes,
it's like, but I don't think they would like push for it or like send in a transfer request unless Liverpool wanted to sell.
Yeah,
I don't think they would like push for it. But I get where you're coming from. Like they're open to, your Real Madrid, your Barca's.
I think more Real Madrid as well, because right now I'd be mad if you're a player to try and push through a move to Barca when Messi's trying to push through a move out. So it's kind of mad timing, to be fair. And Barca's team is whack right now. So
the Barcelona team is awful.
You rely on your stats, but you're on your chances, your suppliers. Barca ain't really got that at the moment. So, but Jalil, let me come to you, man. I guess just kind of bouncing off what everybody else has said. Do you see Liverpool having a serious title challenger this season, or do you think it's just a race for second, as Apono said?
No, do you know what it is? I think everyone pretty much said it all, if I'm honest. But for me, I said it last week. I think Liverpool's got the best squad, in my opinion. I think they got the best squad. I'm even going to put this shout out there. I know I say a lot of crazy things, but I think they got the best squad in Europe, man. Got best squad in Europe. I can't really see it. Having said that, I'm looking at Bayern's team now, and I'm comparing them to Bayern's team, and I still would pick a lot of Liverpool fans over Bayern players. Do you know what I mean? But having said that, because you guys have already said a lot about Liverpool, and there's not much to say, to be fair. And having said that, I predicted a battering to Palace. If I'm honest, I predicted a battering. Having said that, I think Palace has still got a few good players. They still had some chances, but as I said before, Liverpool's squad is just too amazing. As you said, they've got a lot of big boys who are out at the moment, yet they're still putting out performances like that. I think it's ridiculous. You can't see a team like City losing a lot of top players, or see a team like Bayern losing a lot of good players and still putting out results like that. So yeah, I knew it was going to be a battering yesterday. 100%, I knew it was going to be a battering. But yeah, I still think Palace they'll do all right this season. They're not the best, but they've got a star like Zaha, you know, and I think this is his last season, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I mean, Zaha really should Crystal Palace by now, but I think some teams still have uncertainties with him that they're not willing to spend that extra amount for him, because Palace's price tag was like 80 mil.
Yeah,
I would never pay that for Zaha. But again, what am I saying? We paid 72 for Pepe, so
the thing with Zaha as well is that I think a couple of years ago, it must be 2 or 3 seasons now, he shot himself in the foot for signing that new contract.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah, 100%.
But Palace wants the money, though. Palace wants the money, you know. So he had to sign to leave. He didn't really want to leave on a free. And you know, Zaha's kind of that big player who's in the newspaper all the time. He wants that price tag to come with it. So that's probably why.
Yeah, I get why, because like obviously he's got that affinity with the club and that, so he didn't want to leave them high and dry. But at the same time, he was banking on a gentleman's agreement. I mean, although we all know how our employers are, you might agree something with them, but I need that in writing. I'm not banking on your word. No. But anyway, hope that Zaha, he's done that. Grealish has done the same thing as well. He signed a new contract recently, so anybody that wants to get him, you're looking at splashing 80 as well, minimum.
I ain't splashing 80 on Grealish, man.
28 now as well. So he's gone past that stage where he's considered a young.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's a great point, Moss. He's 28 as well. I mean, who's going to sign him now?
I'll take him.
You take him?
That's prime. 28.
How much you paying for him, Jalil? How much you paying for him?
28 is prime age, bro. I think we could splash out on him. I think we should get him. 28 is prime age. We've got to remember that.
How much you spend?
How much do we think he'll be worth now? I would spend about 60.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. It's a lot, but he's proved. Do you know what? Do you know what it is about Zaha? He's actually proven to win games by himself, and that if you need someone to get the ball and just go up there and do the business, he's very positive. He takes on players. We ain't really got no one like that. So that's why when I say I'd pay 60, I'd pay 60. We paid 72 for Pepe. Pepe, I don't want to go there right now. Do you know what I mean? I'll end up.
Hey, listen, we're coming to Pepe and that whole mess.
Call
it football company, whatever it's called now. Listen, we're coming on to them later. We need to get a rash on for that as well, because I know you'll probably go mad as well.
He's got a lot.
But listen, let's shifting on from Liverpool to Liverpool's biggest title challenges, and that's Man United. 6-2 battering of Leeds. McTominay looking like I don't know what possessed him today. Boy, his goals were mad. Assists. Listen, they were on fire. Fernandes, I almost called him Fernandes there. Yeah, man, he did his bit. Listen, they 6-2, they got the match done. Fair play to Leeds. They keep attacking like they don't care what the score is. Like it's still 0-0. So, man, who wants to take the floor, man? Man United, are they title challenges? Come, talk to me.
Yeah, I can go first if you want on this one. This is a touchy one because I have a lot of Man United friends, right? And I did say about a year ago that McTominay is going to be this shit. And everyone was looking at me like, oh, what are you talking about? And I play football, right? So I see someone like Paul Scholes as one of the best midfielders to ever touch a ball. And when I was looking at McTominay, I was comparing him. And if you look at today's game...
You're crap, bro.
Don't go there.
I'm not saying I'm comparing. I'm just saying that you can see a bit from today's performance. He's never going to be as good as Scholes, but he's going to be good. He's going to be good, and I'm not going to back away from that. But having said that, I was saying to my friends as well the other day, like United's actually got a good squad. I mean, a lot of their players are not the best in their positions, but they've actually got a decent squad, and they can compete over Spurs 100%. Even though Spurs wiped them, what was it, 6-1, 7-1 initially? but that was at the beginning of the season, and they didn't really know where they were going. But having said that, I think they are contenders. I think we should take them really serious. And yeah, let's just see how it goes. To be fair.
Yeah. So if I was to put you on the spot now, would you say that they're number one contender?
Nah.
Nah.
I wouldn't say they're contenders.
Yeah. Nah.
All right. Hey, listen. Let's go to Mus, man. He's the Liverpool fan. He's the one sitting smug at the top, man. So you're not worried about United?
Not at all, man. Not at all. Like, I just think that there's no. I just feel like right now, as of now, there's no competition right now. Like, you see the table, it's ridiculous. Like Liverpool, then you got Leicester, and you got Man United. There's no competition unless we collapse. Like, this is an easy walk in the park this time. I'm saying that now, but there's no competition. Like, this is not the way I want to win a title, man. Like, I actually want City to win some games. Spurs start winning some games. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. You actually want a challenge.
Yeah, I want a challenge.
But you don't think it's coming from United? Not
from United, nah. But like, the thing about United is, like, Ollie, he goes on a bad run, on the verge of being sacked, and as soon as that point comes, he goes on a mad run, save himself. It's like an endless cycle where he keeps himself in the job, which is a good thing from us. But like, we Liverpool fans, we want Ollie to stay in charge because they're never going to win a title, like, in my opinion, under Ollie. So the longer he stays at Man United, the better for us.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think with Ollie, you can see he's not that level of manager. Because I think even today, I don't know which one of you was watching the game, but they were like 4-1 up in the first half, and he was on the bench there laughing to himself, like getting carried away. So it's those little things that you see with a manager. You're like, yeah, you're not really there mentally to be challenging like that. But Valentine, man, what are you saying about United, bro? Like, I know that you're second favorite team.
Nah, my second favorite team is actually Palace, and they got slaughtered today. But yeah, we United. I didn't really watch the game because I was traveling back home. But I did see the lineup before the game. My United fans were just slaughtering Ole on Twitter. But actually, with the scoreline, he actually got his spot on. Like people like David James, Dan James, and Fred and Scott Mac. I don't know how to say his surname, but yeah, they all started and they all played well as well. So fair play to Ole. I think people don't give Ole credit when he actually deserves credit, but they slaughter him when he gets it wrong. So there needs to be some balance, you know. But in terms of like challenging Liverpool, I still think it's City. You know, I still think City are the main challenges. I think City have so far they've managed to fix the defense. They stop leaking goals. It's all about scoring. But we'll get into that later.
They've got like 4 clean sheets in the last 4 or 5 games, I think.
Yeah, and that's without Laporte as well. It's Stones and Diaz.
Yeah, Diaz just came in and just had a good effect on the team. But yeah,
he's done well. Yeah, I think you make some great points there. I think United fans were going mad on Twitter. If you look at United's bench today, I think they had Greenwood, Pogba, Cavani, Telles, Matic, and Mata. When you look at it, that's a pretty serious bench. I mean, those man walk into Arsenal's first team. But anyway, let me not get down to Arsenal again. Pablo, listen, United, bro, what are you saying? Title challenges? Talk to me, bro.
No way. I'm not convinced by United at all.
No way.
On the pitch, they're just winging it. They just rely on individual brilliance every time, and that's not gonna win you games all the time. I mean, you need some sort of structure. The manager, you're right. He's just sitting there. It's like he's a guy on work experience. He's just there. I can't take him seriously for United. Nah, sorry. I mean, I think they'll get top 4 because they do actually have enough individuals where if like their 4 main guys, I would say Rashford, I can't stand him, but Bruno, Pogba, and the rest of them, if they all turn up at the same time, then they'll win most games. But more often than not, they're all pretty much having a stinker. But today, things seem to click. I don't know if that's because they were good or just Leeds were very naive and didn't want to, I don't know, play the tighter at the back. I don't know, but it didn't go well for Leeds today. But United, top 4 definitely, but for title, no chance. Absolutely no chance.
Yeah. Hey, John, I'm gonna change what I said before. I think they are contenders, you know. Yeah. I think they can be contenders. The only reason why I say that, I'm just looking at it now, and just basing off what everyone's saying. They've got a strong squad. You just mentioned that bench to me. I was thinking, wow, that was their bench.
That was
compared to us, like benches like City and everyone. I think they can. I won't say they're the main competitors, but they're definitely competitors. Top 400%, they'll get it this season. Yeah. And I think they could nick the league, you know, depending, because if you look at the last couple of results, they kept going down in the first bit and then made the subs and won the game every single time. So there is something there. There is something there. Do you know what I mean? So I think Oli, he's winging it. To be fair, he's at the wheel. Apparently, the wheel keeps going down in the pond and that. But I feel like he's got a good enough team to do something. You know. Yeah. I'll say they are competitors, but they're not number one competitors.
Yeah. So, I mean, Apollo touched on something interesting there about Bruno Fernandes. He's another player that gets a lot of stats, but he's also gets very mixed reviews sometimes. So, and I'm seeing a lot of United fans saying he's better than De Bruyne. Is that a conversation?
No
way.
I mean, no, De Bruyne is the best midfielder in the world.
No, we will say this now.
No, he's not better than De Bruyne, but hey, I'm slightly starting to get onto De Bruyne as well. I'm on him, but that's another conversation. But Bruno, Bruno can't tie De Bruyne's.
I've been seeing that what you've been seeing as well with De Bruyne, but he's slightly missing. Most people kind of quiet there. You think Fernandes is better?
No,
you want to put Henderson in there?
Let him do it for like 3, 4, 5 seasons, and then we're talking. Like right now, no way.
The guy is just so sloppy. And the thing is, as I'm talking and I'm criticizing him, I know I'm going to look mad because he always will come up with a goal or assist by the end of the game. But during the game, you're thinking, what's this guy doing? But
you're talking about Fernandes, yeah?
Yeah, Fernandes,
yeah. It's like today, like again, you said he got an assist. McTominay licked it from 20 yards, bro, into the bottom bins. I mean,
exactly. If you hadn't watched the game and you're literally just like reading a summary of what's just happened, you look at it and you'll see, oh right, this guy got numbers again. Fair enough, he must have had a good game. But then you actually watch it, you just see this guy is just passing to the touchline, passing to the advertising boards and stuff. It's just
I saw that as well.
Anyway, that's United's problem, not mine. So.
Yeah, it's United's problem, but hey, he's doing the bits for them. 6-2, they're in third place with a game in hand. Could go 2 points behind Liverpool, and they actually haven't played Liverpool. So when that game comes around, we know what United are going to do. They're going to park the bus and counter attack. Let's see if Liverpool are able to handle it, because United are very friendly in the break. So I will give them that. So now, man, let's come on to the other team. We touched on De Bruyne there. Let's get on to Man City. Good 1-0 win away to Southampton. Very solid. Could have been more convincing. I felt as we mentioned, I feel De Bruyne was very sloppy on the break sometimes, giving away some easy last chance where he could have slipped someone in. But overall, they got the W. So again, man, leaving the floor. Maybe Valentine, let me come to you first. City, Sterling back the winner. Are you more confident that they will now be Liverpool's biggest threat?
I mean, I've always said they're going to be like the main threat, to be honest, just because of the quality they have in the team. And I think the issue with Man City now is actually just bearing the chances. I don't think Gabriel Jesus I don't think he's ever going to be that striker they want him to be to like proper lead the line. I think the quicker Aguero to come back fit and start firing again, the better for Man City. And then at the back as well, they've stopped conceding goals. And before the game, I did think City would win, although Southampton were in really good form, and that's pretty much how it went. But it was a really balanced game. I think Southampton could, if it was a draw, I would say it was a fair result as well. But City came out with the win, and that's kind of what you need at the moment. So
I think they're just hanging on in there at the moment. I think the point you made there about Jesus, like Jesus is weird. Like when he came to City, he looked like he was a striker that was all about instincts, being a predator. But since he's gone over the years, he actually seems like he's become very unsure of himself around the box. I do slightly feel like he's been scarred since the World Cup in 2018, where he flopped badly for Brazil. Like, I don't feel like he's been the same ever since then. And I do feel that they do need another striker. And for me, the perfect striker to replace Aguero for them would be Lautaro Martinez at Inter. I think he's tailor-made for City. He's got all the attributes, but That's another question for the.
I think Haaland from Borussia Dortmund. Like,
You think Haaland's better for City then? Yeah.
I think he will be brilliant for City. You know? Like, yeah, the guy's a machine as well.
I've never rated Jesus. I've never rated him. I've always felt like Jesus is like more of a just a gap fill, and he needs like if he's got world class players around him, being creative, doing all the work, then he can get a good number of goals. But like I don't think him as an individual can have influence on the team if they're desperately needing a goal, struggling against a team that's defending deep. He's not the one that's going to influence them. I just feel like he's basically a gap fill.
Yeah. No, I feel you.
Just something I forgot to add. You know the centre back for Southampton, is it Vestergaard? He's really, really good, fam. I rate the guy, man.
Yeah, he's good.
He's been different gravy this season, man. He has been.
On the ball, he's crazy.
He's solid. He's proper solid. Like I think he was the man of the match as well. Like
he was very good yesterday.
He's good. Yeah,
proper player. I like him, man. I like him.
Going for him.
Listen, Arsenal. I'm just not going to spend energy on that team until I need to. So we'll come on to them at the end, Mus. I mean, listen, that team. We've got Saliba, so really we shouldn't need another centre back. But again, Saliba, that's another question. He's probably going to leave in January. So, boy, but yeah, man. So Jalil, Man City. What do you think, man? Do you think they, like Valentine said, do you think they're now ready to take their claim to fight Liverpool all the way? Is that your number one challenger to Liverpool?
Yeah, I'd say yes. As I said last week, I said, even though I think they're the main competitors, I did say they had the third best squad in the league currently. And you're seeing players like, for example, players we didn't think would ever play for City again, like Stones, for example. We thought, this guy's lost his place, and they're signing defenders and this and that. And you're thinking, Stones is never going to get into the team. He might get into a few cup games, but look at him now. He's actually playing all right, to be fair. Having said that, he did make a few mistakes. He still makes these little mistakes. He's not that perfect player who you want to play from the back with. But now, if you look at the squad itself, they're always going to get a goal. Look, Sterling, as I said before, he's one of my favourite players to watch. He's a nice guy off the field as well. I can speak highly of him as usual. But yeah, no, I think they've got what it takes. Having said that, when Aguero comes back, you'll see them, performing a lot better, a lot more chances. They've had a few chances, but not as much as they had when Aguero was fit. Jesus, I don't know what's happened to the kid, if I'm honest with you. Maybe it was that competitiveness that was gone, because when Aguero was in the squad and he was being picked over Aguero for a bit, I think it was the beginning of last season, and he was getting loads of goals. So I think that might be it. He's getting a bit too comfortable, and I think Mus mentioned it before, how he needs a lot of world-class players around him, and I totally agree with that. I fully back that as well. So yeah, at the end of the day, I think they're going to do all right. I think the game yesterday, they could have done a lot more to Southampton. That's the normal games you'll see 3-0, 4-0, but it just wasn't their day in the office.
Yeah. I think Southampton. But yeah, no, it was a good win for City. A really good win. So yeah, man, Opono, man, like two things. What do you think of City? You think they can sustain this and get better? And De Bruyne, man, talk to me. What's your frustration with him right now?
Firstly, City, yes, I think they're definitely a contender. Let me not say contender, a challenger to Liverpool. Simply because they do have like top 3 squads in the league. They are not as strong as they have been in recent years, but they are still pretty much stronger than everybody else except for Liverpool. So naturally they will be a contender. They have been a bit shaky, but I think it was mentioned there. I think Valentine mentioned it earlier. Ruben Diaz, he has come in, and no one really talks about him. But they do look a bit more solid at the back with him in there. I haven't really seen him put a foot wrong. So defensively, I think a couple clean sheets recently as well. So they've looked good. Even the win against Southampton wasn't the usual Man City we're used to blowing teams away, because Southampton, they were in that game as well right until the end. So they had to like dig deep to keep that clean sheet. So encouraging signs for Man City. They will fall short against Liverpool, but I think it won't be as much of a runaway as it was last year for Liverpool, I don't think. They just need to stop losing these silly games. That Man City, they can win 3 games in a row and then go and lose 1-0 to Sheffield or something. They're just weird like that. As for KDB, yeah, probably is. He's the best player in the league, but he kind of typifies. He's exactly what the modern day footballer is for Kevin De Bruyne. He's very robotic. He used to be a very good playmaker, putting balls between the lines, but literally all I see him do these days is go to the right, whip it in. That's all he does. Go to the right, whip it in. Hopefully somebody by the back post is going to be there to catch that ball. That's all he does. It's like that's either him or that's instruction. Either way, that's all I see him do. So yeah, if that's the way modern football is, then I'm glad we saw the golden era of football, because football is very robotic right now, and he's the prime example of a very good player. Don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking him. It's just aesthetically, it's not what I want to see on a football pitch.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned it there, man. It's the thing that I've been harping on about, crying about for almost like a year, about the golden era of football. That I feel like we got to see it when we were young, through our teenage years. We got to see a special era of football, and now because of these managers that are coming in, your likes of Guardiola's, your clubs, they are much more about stick to this certain type of area on the pitch, and when you do get it, do these kind of roles. Everything's very pattern based, and when you do that pattern, you just follow it. Players are losing their individuality in a sense, where their freedom to kind of play more off the cuff. So it's a shame. I think for us, it's just something we have to just adjust to. And it's not like you said. I think there's a big difference between, because of you're saying that you're criticizing the modern player or saying that they're not great. No one's saying that these players have great ability. It's just from an aesthetics point of view, it's not the same as it was before. Yeah. And that's why players like a Neymar, for example, the British media don't rate them.
Yep. Neymar's the last one left. I can't think of another player right now who like actually has that freedom of expression on the pitch. Everybody else literally.
There was this guy that went to Milan. Is he Paqueta or something like that? Some Brazilian. He didn't work out at Milan, but he's got a lot of flair. Reminds me of like a bit of Ronaldinho, where he didn't work out, but now he's in Lyon now, and he's actually bossing it. I think he's quite good.
I'm just trying to think. Can you guys think of a player like that who plays just with freedom?
What about Vinicius?
He's overrated, man.
I'm gonna say this, Jack Grealish. You know, I know it's English, but like whenever I see him play, I'm like, this guy, man, what can he not do? Like, he's got a lot of flair as well.
He might be the closest one.
He might be the closest right now on the phone. I just played off the top. But yeah, man, I guess to conclude this City segment, I'm gonna come to Mus. You're the man at the top of the table, man. Are you worried about City? Just be honest. Are you worried about anyone? Have you got it in the bag?
I've said this before in a previous podcast. I'm not worried about City at all. Like the only thing this title depends on is us. That's the only thing I'm worried about. If we can, weather the storm and get through this, injury crisis, which we're doing pretty well at the moment. Like I think, it's going to be an easy title for us. And I actually want Man City to step up their game and give us a challenge. I think the only realistic challenges to us are Man City or no one. I do not take Tottenham, Man United, or anyone else as realistic title challenges.
Hey, listen, man. I think Mus, I appreciate you coming with those thoughts, because
I'm telling you that the smack talk I'm hearing is ridiculous, it's insane. But what can I even say? Liverpool are actually the kings right now. Pissing me off.
Because we're all like Valentine, Jalil, Pono, you're all Arsenal fans, like me, I'm a neutral, so it's hard like that.
Nah, you know what? Cut the at North London Red, them guys. Nah.
I don't know, man.
I've had enough of this.
Fucker, this is mad. But listen, that confidence that Mus has in Liverpool right now, I can't remember the last time I had that in Arsenal, to be honest. Because that's not even confidence, that's like he's got that assurance that he knows.
Because like we still got Thiago to come back, we still got Jota to come back, and I'm just thinking if we I'm almost thinking that this injury crisis is almost a blessing in disguise, so we can have at least a bit more competition, have a bit of tension there. If we had Van Dijk, Gomez, everyone fit, this would be a breeze. It would be like easily 10 points clear by now. By the end of the season, I think we would have beaten last season's record of we won by like 20 points or more. So I think we would have, if we had a full fit squad, I think we would have beaten that record. So obviously, not happy about our players getting serious injuries, but I think it's kind of a blessing in disguise. A bit more competition. It's allowed our squad players to opportunities to step up, like Curtis Jones and some of the younger players.
Yeah, we were talking about.
How do you feel about Curtis Jones actually?
Curtis Jones, I think he's a promising talent, but like I'm not hyping him to that level. I think the likes of Foden and Grealish are like another level above. Not to put Curtis Jones down, like not to like he's a great talent. I think he could be a mainstay in our midfield for years to come, but I don't put him on the level of as Foden and Grealish. I think they're a step above.
Foden's another one, you know. I think he slightly gets overrated just because he's English and left-footed.
Nah, he's the one English young player. I actually think his quality, you know. I don't think he's overrated. Like he delivers as well. Yeah, Foden. I don't think he's overrated. I think he's actually.
Foden's a boss.
I think he's I think his quality.
He was talking this season about he was going to replace David Silva. I think they've had a big wake-up call.
You know what it is. Do you know what it is about Foden? He kind of reminds me how when Jack Wilshere was younger and everyone was looking at him like, whoa, he's left-footed, he's in the midfield and he does the business. But yeah, Foden's good in the eye for me. Jones, yeah, I don't know if Jones is there yet, but Jones is still a bad boy. And he's young as well. I just see someone comment in the chat. He's 19. He's 19 and he's playing like that.
Boy, it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
He's incredible for his age.
No, he is. He's a great player for his age, and he's getting to come through at the right time. So he's surrounded by top players all around. So that's what it's about. But yeah, man, let's we've kind of saved the best, or you could say worst, for almost last. Let's get on to Arsenal. Arsenal Banter Club. I don't know what terms we want to use for them right now, man, because it's a hard time to be an Arsenal fan at the moment. Another bad loss yesterday. I mean, I could go on and on talking about what I saw yesterday from Nketiah, who you guys know how I feel about him. Willian, who generally I honestly thought he actually looked like he did not want to play. And it's rare I see a player looking like he generally doesn't want to be on the pitch. He was just strolling around like he was trying to get the manager sacked, which is what some of the reports have been saying. Rob Holding, captain. I mean, it's just, oh man, it's just a mess. Now Aubameyang's getting injuries. Ozil not in squad. Saliba looking to go. Man, it's bad. Arteta saying we played well, and yeah, we're 15th in the table. I think we got 14 points after 14 games. So guys, man, you know what? Let me come to Mus first. Mus. What do you think about Arsenal right now as an outsider? What do you think about us?
As an outsider, like, boys, I honestly have sympathy for you guys. Like, I feel sorry for you guys because, like, we've been there before. You guys went from, you know, the invincible days, like, to this, and not just this. This has been going on for years and years and years. Like, I don't know how you guys put up with this year after year for how many years, and then, like, the worst thing about it is, like, you can't see light at the end of the tunnel. So I don't know how you guys are still, like, sometimes I ask myself, like, why are you guys still Arsenal fans? Like, why don't you just say, like, F it? And then obviously you're loyal to a club, but sometimes I see these guys like on Arsenal Fan TV, like Troops, DT, it's like they're investing so much of their time, so much of their energy, so much of their money, and nothing's changed. Like, I just ask myself sometimes, like, why don't you just stop going to games? And I feel sorry for you guys, man.
Yeah, I think we can see on the screen there. My brothers just decided to come in and drop in a little chat, which kind of just all the other fans. I'll say it right now. Willian player of the season. Hey, listen.
Is he taking the piss, man?
It's trolling. It's trolling.
Hey, that's my brother for you. Listen, I think a lot of fans are enjoying this right now, man. So, Valentine, let me come to your boy William, man. I know he was when we signed him. You said he was up there with Hazard. Are you still there, Valentine?
Well, no, I never said that, man. Take that back.
I think it's time before he gets killed.
No, man. I don't. You know the report about William and Louise. They want Arteta out. When I see William's performance like yesterday, I believe the reports. You know, and he just looked disinterested. As the first goal with Iwobi, he didn't even try to block the post. He just like just watch the Iwobi put in the ball like, and that obviously led to the goal. I feel like William only came to Arsenal because his family are settled in London. And his kids go to school in London. That's actually why he's in Arsenal. Like I don't feel like he cares about the club the way his toes are on the pitch. It's a mess. But this is not the first time it's happened. This is not the first time we've signed like Chelsea rejects, and we never learn from our mistakes. We just keep making the same mistakes as well. And you know the comment Edu made in the week where he said the team is actually doing well and they're gonna back Arteta. Is he taking us for marks, man?
Well, Edu,
yeah. Like he made a comment saying the team are actually doing well, that they're gonna bounce back soon. I mean, I don't know if he's watching the same games that Arsenal fans are watching. I mean, you can admit that the team is not playing well. At the same time, you can back the manager. You don't have to lie because we're not that stupid. But yeah, the whole club is a mess. I don't know. And it's a relegation team this season. This year, you know, we're fighting relegation. It's mad. I don't know where the next one is gonna come from. You know, it's crazy. Like.
Mate, it's bad right now, man. I think you mentioned there great points on Willian and just his attitude and how it stinks, and Edu's terrible statement during the week where it's the classic patronizing of Arsenal fans thinking that they're idiots and they're just going to buy all these statements. I think those statements haven't been listened to for many years now. And yeah, but I'll come back to you, Valentine, in a bit because, you know, we are going to have to address the Arteta in or out question. But I'll come back to you on that. Julio, I'm going to come to you last, man. I'm going to come to Apollo next, bro. What are you telling me, bro? Like, where are Arsenal at right now?
Yesterday's game was just same old, what we've been seeing since the start of the season. It's just awful. No ideas going forward at the back. I mean, that was something that he had improved, actually, our defending, Arteta. But now it's just like we've gone backwards in that regard. Our attacking hasn't really, well, since he came in, that hasn't really improved. I saw some crazy stats that were like either bottom or second bottom chances created and bottom shots on target, something crazy like that, which for a club of Arsenal stature, that is awful. Well, no, in this same situation, if it was Unai Emery, he would have been sacked by now.
Yeah,
but Arteta, for some reason, they're giving him, maybe they don't want to become that second club that other clubs have reputations for being. Maybe they want to give Arteta some time. I do think that he should be given a bit more time, but that time is slowly reducing with each game that goes by because we're not seeing any improvements. I'm not sure what they do on the training ground. Maybe a couple rondos and then everyone goes home because they're not working on anything.
I said rondos, you know.
Nothing at all. No, there's no improvement in attack. Defense is looking worse. Some questionable decisions off the field as well with recruitment. I think what we're seeing now is a culmination of years and years and years of bad decisions that have been made. And here we are now with players on contracts that is hard to shift. And then we're signing guys on a free who we could see when he was at Chelsea that this guy wasn't it anymore. But we've now, I think he's probably top 3 earners at the club behind Ozil and Aubameyang, most likely.
Yeah, he's fat.
And yeah, the guy, he's just, I'm tired of us giving these old Chelsea guys their pension because it happened with Chet and now it's happening with Willian again. It's just the same old Arsenal. I'm not really. I mean, I am an Arsenal fan. It's a shame because I grew up on watching Arsenal being one of the top dogs in the country, and that's the only reason why I'm still a fan now, because they have me in bondage. It's hard for me to let go.
Yep.
Literally, and because looking at them now, any rational, logical person would be like, I can't deal with this, and just move on to something else. I spend more time watching Russell Wilson mash work. He's playing right now. Actually, he's on the background.
But he's changed sport.
I'm telling you, but Arsenal is just a club in disarray at the moment. And Arteta, he needs to find answers fast, because we thought by now the negative football was just to get us to the end of the season and finish in a respectable position at the table. But that has continued from the tail end of last season and so far throughout the whole of this season. And then he's got his bullshit non-negotiables as well, which he talks about. But then you see guys like Willian strolling up and down the pitch. Surely that's a non-negotiable, but he's still starting week in, week out. I'm not going to touch on Pepe because where did we sign him from? Was it Lille or Rennes or whoever it was?
Lille.
Yeah, they bust the biggest scam on Arsenal's accounts. As soon as that deal was done, they went straight to Harrods or whatever the French equivalent of Harrods is and cashed out, because we got robbed for that one. Rob Holding, captain, my goodness. How did we get here? Rob Holding, I used to like him, but I don't know what happened to him over the years. I think that FA Cup final with Chelsea, I think he had a good game, but that blinded everyone because he is so normal. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being normal, but when the rest of the team is crap, your normalness stands out massively. So, so Rob Holding, captain, eyes were bleeding seeing that. There's no way that Saliba is worse than Rob Holding, but this guy has frozen him out of the team. And then I also saw some other stats that Ozil he hasn't played in like how long, but he is still top of our chances created list. From dating back to when he was in the team, which is insane. Which is insane. So I think he's kind of shot himself in the foot with that one. Whether that's him decision or that's a club decision, it hasn't worked out for Arsenal Football Club. Because I reckon maybe there isn't anything personal between Arteta and Ozil, but the club have probably told him, listen, cash is tight, and you know these guys, they get like appearance bonuses and stuff. So that probably all adds up. But it all comes down to where we were a couple of years ago, making bad decisions, where he basically had us handcuffed and be like, you're going to have to give me 300k or I'm out of here. But anyway, like I said before, years and years of bad decisions has got us to the point where we are now. It's a sad fact to see. I don't see where the improvement is going to come from. But I guess we can't give up hope, can we? We just have to pray for the best. It's a big job.
You broke down super well, man. I think just before I move on, obviously there's another message for you there, Pono, specifically from my brother, saying you have to let go, bro. You can see
he's not wrong at all, bro. I don't let Arsenal results affect me anymore. I told you, NBA and NFL is where my head's at. Football, I call it soccer now. That's what it is. So
listen, man. For me, I think I've told you this story before, Pono. I think I've told it to Moss as well. But for me, what makes it so sad being an Arsenal fan is that, obviously, because I was born in Italy, I came here when I was 10. And I started fully supporting Arsenal properly at the end of the Invincible season. So it's legit like I've been cursed. Like I couldn't have joined the worst time not to know what was to come. If I knew back then, I would have changed teams. But as you said, once you get hooked, especially for your young years, it's hard to leave. And I always go back that for me, Arsenal, the day that Eduardo de Silva broke his leg when we were 5 points top at Birmingham, it feels to me like the club has never been the same since. Like, I honestly, to this day, believe we would have won the league title that year if he had remained healthy for the full season, because we were just on too much of a roll. And if we win that league title, the money starts coming in, players remain attracted. Maybe the likes of Kleb, Flamini don't leave at the end of the season, which started the cycle before Nasri left, Adebayor left, Fabregas left, Van Persie left. I mean, after that, we can go on and on. So, but yeah, man, it's a sad tale. Jalil, man, I think we've had a lot of very sad takes on Arsenal, bro. Like, we need some of your positive energy, bro. So, get up the positivity. Can we still get top 4?
We still get top 4. It's still possible, but we can't do it. We're not doing it. But what I would say is, you know, John, we had this conversation, I think, a week or two ago, and you asked me, how many points do you think we'll get from now till Christmas? And I did say we will get 1 point. Like, I'm not blind. I'm not blind to how, you know, how crap you are, but I'm also not blind in terms of the potentials this club does have and what we could get to. Having said that, you know, if you ask me now, what do we think we're going to end up in the end of the season? I will tell you that we'll probably end up in the bottom half of the table. It won't be relegation. We'll still be in the league, trust me. But we will see some sort of improvements. We won't win games. We won't win the games we're meant to win. We will win games though. But I do feel that we do need a few windows, if that makes sense. So even with this window, I'm gonna be honest. You know, I said how we need a few windows. This window's not enough. We'll release 3 players. We'll get in another 3 players, but this window's not enough. We'll start to see improvements from trusting in our youngsters, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And if we go to the game yesterday, I thought Everton was there for the taking, if I'm honest. I thought they were there for the taking. You know, they played a centre back, left back, who was rapid. Oh, mate,
yeah, he
rapid. But they just, I mean, Everton just got everything right at the end of the day. They got 2 goals. We had more chances, but we couldn't finish our dinner as usual, and we didn't have Albert there to blame or Laka to blame. It was Eddie for some reason who was up there. But having said that, I think we won't come good. I don't wanna give too much fake positivity there, but I think we will be okay. I'm not stressed about this relegation. You know, we're on 14 points now. All we need is another 10, and then we're safe. So I mean, that sounds ridiculous, right? We're not even halfway, and I'm saying that. You know, it sounds ridiculous. I understand that point and everything, but I do feel like we need to just give the team time. I think Willian will perform 1 or 2 games this season. He's been poor. I think there'll be a game where he steps up and performs. He's still not the player we need, and I know a few of the guys have already mentioned it. We give a lot of players pensions to end their season and everything. Going back to that, we had a right back. Was it from? It was from Juventus. Lindsteiger.
I know. Yeah.
That's when I knew this club was a joke. Giving him wages, he was pathetic. He was shit. It was poor. But having said that, we do it a lot. I feel like Edu and the guys upstairs just sign these kind of players just to give us a bit of hope. But as you said, we're not blind anymore. We're not taking this anymore. Signing Williams not going to make us happy. Signing these players not going to make us happy. Let's sign players like Partey and Gabriel, and let's go in and compete. And I think Saliba will get a chance. I don't think he's going. I don't think he's going. He's played in every single under 23 game so far. He is finding it hard. He was very honest. He was finding it hard. His mum did pass away just before he got here. Now he's in another country. It's so difficult, right? It's so difficult. So I think Arteta's seeing that he's not choosing football over his emotions, and I think that's where it's coming in. I think Arteta's trying to be that hard guy. But yeah, I think Saliba will get a chance, and when he does get a chance, we won't see players like Mustafi and Holding and God knows who. But yeah, I'm staying positive.
Yeah, no, I think very said there. I think before we kind of touch on and finish with the Arteta in or out thing, let me just throw you guys a question, and I'll go around. Valentine, as an Arsenal fan, would you take winning Europa League and being 17th with a chance to go down on the last game of the season? You taking that?
No, man. I don't want to be in the championship, bro. If I don't towards these players, I wouldn't take it.
One game. If you get a point,
we can't beat Burnley, bro. No, I'm good.
You don't trust Arsenal one game to stay up, yeah?
I don't towards these players. No. I rather just. No, I wouldn't. No.
Yeah.
No.
Jalil, what are you saying? Europa League win and last game of the season get a point to stay up. What are you saying? You taking that?
No, I'm not taking that.
No?
I can't take that just because. I mean, the way you put it down like that actually sounds quite good, to be fair, because we're still staying up and we're getting Europa. But
No, I didn't say we're staying up.
Oh, we're not staying up. Oh,
there's one game left and we need a draw, but we've already won the Europa League. Let's just say that.
No, I'm not taking it. Have you seen this squad? Imagine leaving it.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, no, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't take it just because I'd rather finish 13th, 14th, and stay in the Prem than win the Europa and go to Champions League. And I think we'll walk through League One, to be fair, but Championship, I'm not going there. I'm not going there.
Hey, Apollo, let me come to you, man, before I get on to more. Musta's just laughing in the corner like, this is hilarious.
Guys, I don't blame you guys for not taking that deal.
There's absolutely no way I'm taking that deal. No way. We might have won the Europa League. We're back in the Champions League, but the very next weekend, there's a big chance we're going to the Championship. So nah. And I don't back us to come out of the Championship either. That's a tough league to get promoted from. So nah.
Hey, I'm saying now, yeah, if we get relegated to the Championship, we'll get on tour. We'll get to the playoff final and we'll lose to like Barnsley.
We'll be like Leeds. It will literally take us another like 15 years to come back. That's what will happen.
If we, but you might stay loyal, or are you switching?
If what?
If we go to the Championship, are you man staying loyal, switching teams?
I'm staying loyal. Yeah, I've got a few friends who's in the Championship, supports Derby, and that would be good to go see a few games with them. You know what I mean? So,
you know what? Tickets might even be cheaper, so that's a good time to start going. So yeah. The joke is even expensive now to go watch that garbage.
I'm fully switching. I'm out. I'll burn my shirt live as well. I'll burn it. Hey, Valentine, you were quiet there. Do you want to think about that if it happens? About switching team? Do you want to think about switching team, or are you staying loyal?
No, I mean, it's too deep now. Like the whole family, like Arsenal. Like,
oh yeah, man.
Like I can't see myself switching teams. I mean, my other team is Palace because they're not far from my house. They're like 40 minutes away, but yeah. It's all Arsenal here, man. Like, unfortunately, stuck.
I feel you, man. I feel you. It's that time. So, yeah, man, just to wrap things up, what we saying, man? Arteta in, Arteta out. Where are we at? Who wants to take the floor? Who wants to take the floor with this one?
I'll go first. I'm not Arteta out yet, but I'm getting there. Only because it is still only a year into his management. The biggest worry is there's no signs of improvement. And looking around the squad, I don't see where the improvement is going to come from. The guy, he has only had one. I don't really count last year's. Actually, why not? I will count it. He's had 2 windows to sort it out. But January window is quite notorious. And the summer window was a COVID window. So I don't know. It's going to be hard for him, but the only reason I can't give him a blah is because there are worse teams with worse players that play better than Arsenal. So for that reason, he needs to buck up his ideas pretty soon, because I reckon after the January window, whatever activity or lack of activity Arsenal do, that's when, between that January window and the end of the season, he's basically managing for his job, I think. Because if this continues to the end of the season, he won't be here come next August.
Yeah. Would you take Pochettino if he was offered to you tomorrow?
Easily.
You have to, man.
Easily, no question. I'll even go help Arteta pack out his office. That's how bad it is. Because Pochettino, although he hasn't got any silverware on his CV, but I've seen him improve players, and his teams play well. I've seen him do that. So,
yeah. No, I feel you with that one. Mus, what are you saying, man? From an outsider, because there's a lot of Arsenal fans out there who say Klopp struggled when he first came to. I don't understand why they keep making this comparison, but
not to this
the whole Klopp, because Klopp had so much behind him. Sorry to interrupt you, but Klopp had done so much in the game already that to say give Arteta time like Klopp is just ridiculous. And also,
Ridiculous.
look at the team Klopp had. It was terrible. You had guys like, someone.
Ricky Lambert.
Lambert,
Man, your team was shocking. And you could still see the philosophy of Klopp come through. So for me, that's a null and void argument. For me, Klopp is right now the best manager in the world. It's hard to argue anyone above Klopp right now. So do you think we should trust in the process with Arteta? What do you think?
No, I think it has to be Arteta out, but not right now. Not not sacking for the sake of it and then like panic sign another manager. Like if the right manager comes along, then sack him. But until then, I think keep him, because you never know. Like if you panic appoint another manager, whoever's available right now, then he could do worse than Arteta. You see what I'm saying? I think Arsenal need someone with a track record of improving teams. Okay, Klopp, when he came to Liverpool, he had a track record of improving teams. Okay, he had a tried and tested method. He was an experienced coach. At Schalke, he achieved wonders. Like he went from the Championship as a really average team, got them to the Bundesliga. With Dortmund, he started mid-table German team, won the Bundesliga. So he had a track record. So I think Arsenal needs someone with a track record for improving teams. With Arteta, they took such a huge gamble because firstly, he was at Man City where he inherited world-class players. Okay, and he was the assistant. He had no managerial experience whatsoever. He had no experience as a head coach. So he went from the assistant coach, not the head coach, with a team inheriting world-class players, and he went straight to the head coach, manager of Arsenal, inheriting that shit squad. So that to me is baffling that they would take that risk upon themselves like that. Yeah. So I'm saying Arteta out, but if the right guy comes on, but until then, I think be patient, because otherwise it could be much worse than it is right now.
Yeah. No, I think that's very well said there. Jalil, man, what are you saying? Just following up from Mus, man. I know you've been a guy that said, Arteta needs to have a few windows to get his players in. I know the situation is very dire at the moment. Do you still stand by that? Do you think? Is there a breaking point in your mind where you just say enough is enough? We need to try and get Big Sam is gone now. He's at West Brom. So yeah, is there a point where you just say, hell, we just gotta try and stay up now?
I think we need to look at it like this, right? Yes, a new manager can come in, but they'll just change our playing style where it might be boring or it might keep us up, whatever it may be. But a new manager is not going to save us. We complain about the players every week, and then we want to get rid of the manager. That makes no sense to me. I just feel like a few more windows until he gets his squad. That makes sense to me. Getting rid just because he's not getting results, right? It don't necessarily mean that he's a shit manager. We are complaining about the players. We're complaining about players in every position. We were happy about Willian coming potentially initially in the beginning, and now he's rubbish. We are talking about the players. We're not talking about the manager. Having said that, I know the question is going to come at me now. Did Arteta sign him? Yes, he did. Yeah. Mistakes are made, but then you see Partey, Gabriel, Saliba's not playing. I know, but I think Emery signed him. But having said that, I'm Arteta in until I see him a few windows. I don't think any manager's going to come in now and demand the money that Arteta needs. Do you know what I mean? We do need money. I can't sit here and say, oh yeah, we've got enough in the squad. We've got enough members and everything. So yeah, we do need a few more transfer windows. 100%. A new manager is not going to change anything, in my opinion. And we just need to get a lot of deadwood gone. We clear a few players off. I would love to keep Ozil, to be fair, but he's got to go, so we can bring in another attacking midfielder, for example. So this is where it all comes from. We need to get people off the wage bills and then potentially go and get the right players. So having said that, I'm still going to back Arteta. As I said before, if this time next year Arteta's done a job and we're still performing like this, he's had 2 transfer windows after I've said all this, then yeah, I might start to question him, but I'm still gonna back him. And I like him as a player, I like him as a person. Again, I know it's a bit of a biased view there, but we just gotta wait and see, man. I don't think a new manager's gonna come in right now and change us.
Yeah. Again, I think very well said there. I think you bring up a great point around we want the manager change, or a lot of people do, but we always complain about the players, and we have done for years. So where's the balance there? We can't keep changing the manager. So, you know, that's where to play a little bit of devil's advocate on both sides. If we go on that argument that you said there, I've kind of made this list. I've said it before. I'm just going to list out a few names that I feel need to go. And then you guys just shout anyone you disagree with. If they are hear nothing, then I assume agreeance. So I'm saying Mustafi out, Socrates out, Kolasinac out, David Luiz out, El Nene out, Joe Willock.
No.
Whoa.
El Nene's squad player. I'll keep him as a squad player.
Nah,
Because he never complains. He never even complains. He's happy to earn his 50k a week. I think he's a good squad player, to be honest.
And then he has to go. Did you see him yesterday? He has to go. He doesn't do anything. He just does the back pass. He doesn't do it. He's nothing special about him. He's nothing special. I want him gone.
Hey, so that's only one so far. I've listened to about 5 players. I'm not done yet. There's a lot
You're
more.
about to say Joe Willock. I heard you about to say Joe Willock. Keep Joe Willock as well.
Yeah.
Keep him,
yeah?
Keep Joe Willock. Keep Joe Willock. He's young still. There's still some improvements. And when he came on the other day against Southampton to stretch out the game, see out the game, he's done well. Do you know what I mean? And he did come on yesterday. He had a chance for that header. I was very disappointed with him. But I'll keep Joe Willock. The young boys, I'm always going to defend the young boys as well, just because there's still time to improve them. Okay,
fair enough. So far, Valentine said keep El Nene. Jalil said keep Willock. Apollo's being quiet, so he agrees with me so far.
They can all go, bro. Don't stop. Keep going. They can.
Yeah, I'm keep going. Shaka. Thank God. Cool. I just wanted to make sure. Shaka out, obviously. Oh, let me think. I have Nelson on borderline. I'm thinking one more loan, but I think Apollo's out as well. Nelson.
Keep Nelson. Keep Nelson.
Hey,
if we can get good money for him, young English, let one of those mid-table clubs come for him. We can get good money.
With Nelson, I wanted to go on a loan to hopefully like a Premier League side for like a season. Then we'll see.
No, I want to keep Nelson just because I want him to play in like the Carling Cups and FA Cups and just get a feel. I don't want him to go yet because he's still doing well. Well, he's not doing well, but he can do well. He's a decent player and you can see potential in him. In the cup games we had in Europa, you saw him playing very positive football. Do you know what I mean? So he could come good. You never know. He's still young. He just needs that kick. He just needs that positivity. So I'm gonna say keep Nelson.
Okay. Then I've got Laka out. Okay, agreement. And Ketcha out.
Whew.
I like Eddie. I like Eddie. I like Eddie. Obviously, he's not gonna be like the second coming of Thierry Henry, but I know I like it. He's a fox in the box, man. I like it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with Apollo there, man. I like Eddie as well, but yeah, he's not gonna be your out and out right striker, but he's still young. He can still improve. But do you know what? We can convert him into. I'm not trying to give him any props just before I get attacked. I know there's a lot of people here, but I think we can convert him into potentially a winger or somebody who plays right behind the striker who just chases and does that running. I'm not saying he should be attacking.
No. Just as a winger, you having a laugh?
No. He hasn't got that.
I'm sorry.
Hey, listen. I love your positivity, man, but listen. But hey, that's what it's about, opinions. So hey, you might be right. Maybe that's something that needs to be looked at. But hey, I think maybe not for me. I don't see that. I'm Nketiah. I'm saying he needs to go, but I'm very, very harsh judge. So and then trying to think if I've forgotten anyone.
Holding Chambers.
Oh yeah, Holding out, Chambers out, Ceballos out.
Ceballos out. I agree.
There's a reason Madrid don't want him. And then I think we've touched on Laka. I mean, that's over 50% of the squad. Obviously, Ozil needs to bounce. And hell, Alba out.
Huh? No. Alba stays. Alba fucking stays, bruv. After like he's the only guy going. I mean, this season is an off season, but if you look at his career, the last 4, 5, 7 seasons, banged at least 20 goals. Now he has to stay, man.
Aubameyang for me, right? I probably say this every week. He's not my preferred striker. He's not a striker that I say like, boom, I want him to go out and get it. He does get goals. I will back you with that. However, defender's got his numbers. He's getting blown out by Evans. I think it was Evans the other day. He got blown out, but he's getting blown out by everyone. I thought one thing he had to his game, which I was so impressed with when we signed him, was speed. I was like, they're not touching him. You thought Walcott was fast? Look at my guy, Aubameyang, man. He'll do the job. Right now, there's nothing to his game, and I don't know what it is. I don't know what's gone wrong. I don't know why he's putting his head down all the time. There's an underlying issue we don't understand as fans. Maybe him and Mikel falling out. I'm not sure what's going on, but he's not been performing. And if he's going to keep doing this, I want him out.
He's playing out.
And as a captain, he's a coward. That's what I'm gonna say.
100%.
He's a big time coward.
My G. That's what I'm saying.
I've noticed this bad run we've been having. I mean, obviously, I hate the whole like football politics and the captain has to, the Harry Maguire thing. He has to be the face and just giving out interviews and stuff. But at the end of the game, that's the guy I expect to be hearing from, the captain. The guy goes missing while we've been losing games. We draw, but he gets his goal. Now he's ready to talk to Sky. Nah, come on, man. No. He's a coward.
Bro, I'm so happy you said that because Jalil, I said that we were talking about that the other day. This exact same thing. That for me is the sign of he's thinking, you know what? I know we're doing crap, but I scored today. I'm back. Let me show my face again.
Literally.
When we're losing and I'm crap, hey, one of these youngsters can take the interview. But I think you were going to touch on a great point there, which is about isn't Aubameyang playing out of position. Now, this is another thing that for me is just banter at the moment. So last season, he's playing left winger and everyone's gassing him up to the point where I'm hearing some Arsenal fans at the end of the season talking about he's one of the best left wingers in the world. Come start of the season now, he starts to struggle to score goals. People now finally see that he does not contribute to the game in any way if he does not score. Zero contribution. So now people are crying saying, let's put him back up top. He goes back up top now. He's been there 4 or 5 games, done nothing apart from that one goal against Southampton. And I'm even hearing some Arsenal fans saying, put him back on the left. Now, at some point in time, you need to stop making excuses for a guy. This is a guy that people claim is a true world-class player. World-class players cannot be that flip-flopping, like, where you can just switch their position. No one is sure where they're meant to be playing. You need to have some semblance of responsibility where you can make the difference at any time. That's a true world-class player. Salah, I get onto him sometimes, but when things ain't going well, he tries to get the ball and he tries to make something happen. Mane, same thing. Even if it's with the pressing, getting the ball back and things like that, just making himself about. Like the other day, Mane recently went through a 6 or 7 game scoring drought. But why was it not highlighted? Because he still contributed to a game in other ways. Against Spurs when you won 2-1, he gave Ori a tough game. Now, Ori handled him well, but he was a pest. And that's the difference. Aubameyang is just like, hey, listen, if I'm not scoring, I don't really know what I'm doing. I get the ball. My link-up play is terrible. My work rate is off. I'm losing speed. He's literally becoming literally a penalty box merchant. Like, for me right now, Vardy's better than Aubameyang. I don't understand how people can debate otherwise. And this is not to kill the guy, but I got to put some facts or something around his name because I just feel like he gets a pass. And I feel like Liverpool fans, I've heard Liverpool fans say that they would take Aubameyang in their starting 11. I don't know if you still think that, Mus, but I think that's crazy because I'm never taking Aubameyang.
Maybe in his prime, like switching up with Firmino, it would definitely have him in the squad. But yeah, definitely not the way it's going now. And I think the fact that Aubameyang is the captain of Arsenal, like it points to the bigger picture that if Aubameyang is the best leader in the Arsenal squad, like what does that say about the rest of the squad? There's no leaders or managers on the pitch at all in the Arsenal squad. If Aubameyang is you're the best manager on the pitch, and it just says a lot about the entire team, really.
Yeah, I mean the actual main manager, Jacob, he's not good enough.
Hey, Shaka, he still doesn't apologize.
He still doesn't apologize, that's mad.
That guy is something else, man. I swear, but
I swear down, man.
He needs to go. I think that's where that point that Jalil made there around the players, that's where you see we probably listed, I would say we were in agreement around 10 players that needs to go. That's way too many in a 25-man squad to put the full blame on the manager. I think we can agree that some of them are byproduct of the Wenger and Gazidis regime. Even the Emery regime, there's a couple ones in there that are from his. And I think Arteta's bearing a lot of the fruits of it, but still he has to do better with the players we have, because we should not be in 15th. We should not be 10 points behind Southampton. You know, when I look at the Everton team yesterday, they were great. They had a centre back at left back. They had another centre back at right back. Yerry Mina's mad shaky. They had Tom Davis in the middle. Calvert-Lewin just recently started doing anything this season, and they had a Wolby on the right who used to be part of our banter club. So, I mean, they're 12 points off. So again, like,
when Emery in his job description, it was like a coach and a manager, so he never had really any say. But he did come out and say that he wanted Fabinho and Zaha, and he got Torreira and Pepe. So you can measure it up, yeah.
In fact, I'm adding one name to the list: Pepe out.
I don't know, because like you can see the talent there. It's a weird way. You can see the guy's got talent, but I don't know why he's not. I don't know if it's the style of play. I don't know what it is.
Man, I remember there was some Arsenal fans saying he plays a bit like Robin.
That can't be real.
I'm not gonna lie. When I did see his highlights on YouTube about Leo, I was like, "This is Robin." This is the second thing about
Robin. Hey, Pepe and Robin, hey, that's crazy. But
he has talent, but he's not mentally strong enough. As a footballer, he's not mentally strong enough, but he has the talent, I think.
Yeah. I think, you know what? He might just be a Ligue 1 player. He might just be one of those guys that just.
Yeah, he might be. Yeah.
You know, because I think one thing that Ligue 1 and the Bundesliga have in common is that most of the goals, when you see the highlights, I don't know about you guys, when you see the highlights, most of the goals are counterattacks. Counterattacks. Yeah. 3 against 2, 4 against 3.
You know what? You got to put a tax on any player that's coming from a foreign league, because the things you see in them leagues, not to say that the leagues are poor or anything, it's just different styles. Because with the Bundesliga, it's all pressing high and high lines. That's all that is. And then the French league, again, I see some crazy high lines. I don't know how you're playing a high line with Mbappe on the pitch, but
I don't understand
that's the French league. So you got to put a tax on all of them. So what you were talking about, I think Jalil was talking about Aubameyang being quick. Again, you got to put a tax on that, because that was in the Bundesliga. Because over there, you're going to be who's the defender over there? Maybe he can outpace Nicolas Soule or something. But you come here, you got Lewis Dunk who's ducking you down. That is not a joke. The Premier League, there's different stuff here. So, yeah, you got to put a tax on that
Aubameyang thing with the speed. Yeah, I think FIFA played a big part in that as well.
Yep.
Because I think everyone saw his 96 sprint speed on FIFA and thought, "Oi, we got speedster here."
From time Johnny Evans is ducking him down, I said, nah. He's just
safe.
And Johnny Evans is slow.
Exactly.
It's not like even he's quick, but hey, like you said, maybe that's just the Prem. The fact that they're more athletes, that's what they can do. Hey, but listen, man, I think we've spoken enough about Arsenal there, man. I think it's sad times. I think we've got through a lot in today's show. We started off with the good. We started off with Liverpool. A resounding victory yesterday over Palace. We went for United. Their 6-2 win over Leeds. City's 1-0 win over Southampton away. And then we touched on Arsenal. I know Chelsea are playing tomorrow against West Ham. That's a big game for them. After coming off the back of 2 straight losses, Lampard's under pressure, and we've actually got Chelsea next week on Boxing Day. So we'll definitely cover that game and next week's results. But yeah, man, and also I don't know if you guys managed to catch it, but we did it with Jalil. We're also going to be looking to bring in like some special debate type series. We started last week with Zidane against Ronaldinho. I think that's one that people usually like to talk about. So, you know, maybe in the next one, we might do something with modern players. We're definitely, obviously, like we've said, we're going to do the Messi, Ronaldo one for sure. But maybe something like a Neymar, Hazard, or whatever whatever you guys would like to debate, then we can do that as well. It's just to make it a little bit different for people, and everyone can kind of have their opinions. But yeah, man, I think it's been a very good show. Appreciate to anyone that's actually tuned in. I know my brother's been throwing in comments like mad, grading us all. Let's make sure to get Jalil back in before we jump out. But yeah, man, I think unless anyone's got anything left they want to say, anything crazy, and that's it for today's live, and we'll be back next week.
All right, gents.
It's been a pleasure, guys.
Peace out, guys.
Peace out.
Love.
Yeah.